Hello and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 459. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Mr. Paul Deespawn. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
I bid you a good day.
Oh, good day.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm in a weird mood right now. Honestly, I didn't even. So I'm not drinking sugar right now. I feel like this is oversharing, but I feel like I should with you guys. It would mean the world to me if you'd listen. I'm gonna move this.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. My pee is not looking the right color. It's not. Yeah, it's dehydration. You know what I mean? Either dehydrated or too much sugar. And I'm diabetic. Remember. So
yeah, now you need to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, you know, one of those ones. So yeah, one of those ones. And of course, the one only Mr. Matt P video. Matt, share something weird about yourself with the audience that they shouldn't know.
Oh God.
What colour's your pee?
Probably healthier than yours by the sounds of it.
Oh yeah, mine's looking. I'm done. Like I'm fizzy drinks gone. I can't drink energy. I can't eat energy drinks. I can't drink energy drinks. I'm done for a while. I'm going for the clear pee look right now. So strictly water and more water.
I heard it's big in 2024.
I heard it was. As you hit 30, I heard being healthy is like one of those things you should do. Crazy.
No, not healthy. Just clear pee. Just clear pee. I heard it's big in like France and Hollywood. Yeah, they're all about it nowadays. It's the new in thing.
The new in thing is making sure your pee is clear. Oh, exactly. Man. What is this podcast? This is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast right here on youtube.com/myxboxandme and all podcast services. Crash is dead. If you want to support us over on Patreon, patreon.com/mcfixer. Support us financially. We have got a 12-hour stream happening next week. Yes, last chance. This is it. Book the day off, the 27th of April, 12 hours from 12 p.m. BST to 12 a.m. BST. You convert that into your time zones, make that happen. Come through. We're going to be playing games, raising some money for obviously what we're trying to do with the channel. And not only that, of course, a bunch of shenanigans, which we're looking forward to doing. Matt.
Yo.
Sharp. Make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channels, and big shout out to our Patreon producer this week, Aaron God. This is all about sugar, everyone. Topic of the show this week. Ubisoft has responded to the backlash of Star Wars Outlaws Season Pass, insisting that Jabba the Hutt is part of the experience for all players. Boys, have you seen this? I feel like we should have a long, deep conversation, actually, about all of this. Obviously, Star Wars Outlaws announced a while ago, new trailer drops. Obviously, they've announced their 3 different bundles, maybe 4 different bundles, if I'm not mistaken.
That I'm aware of.
3 different bundles. So you've got the standard edition at your now new price of £70, if I'm not mistaken. You have got your deluxe edition. I should probably let me see if I can bring this up, because I don't want to get this wrong. Go on.
I can tell you. So it's the standard edition at 70, the gold edition, which is 109, and then the ultimate edition, which is 129.99.
So I just want to. So okay. I've got a lot to say on this. And don't call me a corporate apologist, but why is it we only care about this now when the game's over $100 when there are plenty of games that do this? There are plenty of games out there that have editions that are over $100. I saw the big story was finally we get a game that's over $100. Well, I'm like, well, I've been paying over $100 for NBA for years. NBA 2K, when I only play a single player, I've been paying over $100 for years. So there's that. Obviously, another sports title I'm going to mention is FIFA, and I guarantee I understand the rebuttal you're about to come back at me with, Matt. But I still think it stands that people are being a little bit hypocritical, trying to pretend that this is the first time this has ever happened in video games.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the first time. I think it's just, with it being a property like Star Wars, I think people are a bit like, whoa, why are you doing this to our nice fancy IP that we all love? But yeah, no, like I say, it is not the first time. I'm sure it's not going to last. It's just, I think it's for what you get for the increase in money, I think is the main issue here for a lot of people. Without going in too much into it, we'll talk about it properly in a second. But I think it is basically just like a lot of early access to stuff.
So the $129.99 bundle is the game, the season pass, a shark bundle, the rogue. Is that not right?
I'm gonna say, what is this, GTA?
No, it's not Shark Card. A digital book and 3 days early access. Like, Matt, come on, talk to me. What are your thoughts here? What are we saying here?
I think there's a lot of issues. I think like the reason that people, as you put it, people act like this the first time this kind of thing has happened, is that like sports games feel like they're in their own world when it comes to the cost of them, right? Like Ultimate Team and all these ways that sports games charge the player more has like kind of gone under the radar of like people aren't calling them out because I don't know.
Because we all do it.
I don't know why it is.
Because because we've all accepted it. We all go, okay, yes, I want my Ultimate Team points. Oh, yes, I want my currency in NBA. We just accept it. We don't like it, and we know that we're getting ripped off, but we just accept it.
I also wonder, and this is a much bigger discussion, but if there's something behind sports fans having been conditioned by sports to pay a lot for watching and interacting with their sport. Like Sky Sports is ridiculously expensive, cable in America, all the options. Like, is there something in that like culture of that type of fan that they've already been conditioned to pay a lot for what they want and it keeps going up all the time, and so their games are similar and they're like, yeah, cool, whatever. I don't know, right? I think there's like a really interesting psychological discussion to have there. The reason I think people are specifically calling out this, and I think it gets called out, I think the last time that this kind of conversation happened was Hogwarts Legacy, when they gated certain content and actually literally some of the best content in the game to only PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
And I think the higher edition, but that might not be right. And so like, I think like part of the reason that this is such a problem, in quotes, and people are talking about it a lot, is like fucking Jabba the Hutt is the only touchstone that you've got to the Star Wars franchise in this, or at least the main one. And you've used him in all the marketing to push all of the marketing for this, and now you're going to gate off one of the missions to the more expensive edition of the game. That sucks. Like that really, really sucks. And so, you know, Star Wars, it's already going for a more mainstream audience. That mainstream audience are now seeing this and making more noise than a Dragon's Dogma 2, which had a more niche audience who were still very vocal about microtransactions, but in a very different way. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, it does. It does. Look, again, I play devil's advocate a lot on this podcast. I do agree that this is stupid. I do agree that I am not a fan of paywalling single player missions. I think it might be one of the most stupid things ever, if I'm being honest. It just doesn't align with the way I like to spend my money. Again, yeah. I sit here in a privileged position of someone who has worked for Ubisoft and will probably be sent the game with all the bells and whistles and all that jazz. So let's make that very clear, right? I think the biggest thing to do if you're a fan and you don't like this is don't buy it. Like, I hate to say it, but you know, I'm never a fan of, you know, not telling people not to buy things. We'll see how good the game is when it eventually comes out, because again, easy to say it when it's not good, but if it is really good, it's really hard to say it. It's going to be very easy for me to sit on this podcast being like, hey, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I love this game. Whoa, man, like, if you ain't played this, you should check it out. But if you are someone who wants to make a statement, and you're listening to this and, you know, you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't want to support this type of behavior, don't support it. Don't pay for it on day one. Wait for it to go in sale. I hate to say it, but let's look at some things like Skull and Bones, right? Like, they pretty much have shown precedent of what they're going to do with games that fail now, which is, if a game doesn't sell well within the first 2 months, you see Ubisoft usually do a free trial, and then after the free trial, the game usually goes on sale for about 50% off. And we've seen that time and time again now with Ubisoft titles. So, will that happen again with a Star Wars game? I don't know. I think the IP is too powerful for people to not pick this up, if I'm being honest, because it isn't going to be your, you know, the people listening to this podcast. I don't think you're going to have enough of a say, honestly. I think it's Christmas time comes around and, you know, little Jimmy wants to play the new Star Wars game. Little Jimmy's getting the new Star Wars game. He probably ain't getting the $100 bundle. He probably wasn't even going to make it far enough into that goddamn game to get to that mission. Let's be honest.
Exactly that.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a big part of it, yeah.
I think that's no. I think this is definitely aimed at like the diehard gamer fan who wants to complete everything and wants to experience everything. And unfortunately, they know that they can do this to you. Will you buy it? That is up to you. That is up to you to be vocal about it. Despawn can't hear you.
Yeah, Despawn's muted. While he figures that out, I'll say, I think it really sucks as well, and we're seeing this more and more, that like single player, you know, these cinematic single player third person action adventure games coming with a season pass.
I think this is dumb.
Come on.
It's stupid. Like it has no business in single player games like this.
Yeah.
But
like,
we did have a discussion on the podcast about this, about how do you keep making money on a single player game with the cost of gaming rising year after year after year after year. So what is the answer? Because clearly we're all in agreement that this isn't the answer. Like, paywalling single player missions. And I think my biggest problem is from day one. So this game, this content exists, it's going to be there day one, and you're just like, you haven't paid enough money, you can't have it. Yeah. That's where I get a little bit murky. Or maybe it's the 90s baby in me, you know, or playing Shinobi and the full game was there. Streets of Rage didn't come out and was like, hey, you want these 2 bonus levels? Give me £10 more. Like, that didn't exist.
I mean, I'll be honest, it's not even a 90s baby thing. It's happening now. We're getting good quality, fully fledged games with no optional transactional extras that affect gameplay or cut you out of anything. Like, the 2 biggest hitters of the last year have been Baldur's Gate 3 and Helldivers 2. Baldur's Gate 3, there is no transactions whatsoever. It is all in-game. And then Helldivers 2, everything that is in the marketplace can be earned in-game. Like, you don't have to spend a single extra penny. Just play the game.
Yeah, but you could say that about most games. Lily, I think Helldivers is a... no, I can't. But I said most games. But I think Helldivers is a bad example. I think Elden Ring's a better example. Because I still think there's an option. Well, the reason I'm saying that is because there's still an option to buy it. Most games, Ultimate Team, you don't have to buy it. MB, you don't have to buy it. Technically, you could use that exact same logic you've just said, play the game, and you would get there. It would take you years to get there, but the same logic could be applied. Yeah,
again, playing devil's advocate on your argument there is like, there's a difference between the microtransactions in a Helldivers to a FIFA. Like,
why?
Well, Helldivers is all cosmetic. Okay. FIFA is Ultimate Team is like, if you don't buy, you get left behind kind of thing, unless you grind countless hours. Like, if I don't buy into the Helldivers DLC or like transactions, I'm not losing any gameplay value from that. I can play the entire game without having to buy a single thing, and it doesn't change my experience in game.
Ubisoft would say the same thing about not buying this DLC. Just to give you their thing is, you're still getting a great $70 experience where you're going to get to play 100 hours in this game and be in this world. The 2 missions are not that big a deal. That's going to be their argument. I don't think it's a good argument. No, and I don't think it's the right argument, but that's what they're going to say, right?
Yeah, the argument like being, oh yeah, you're not missing out on anything. Well, you are, because you're missing out on story content that you've put in your game, and you've decided that you want to paywall that because it's the only story content that involves a main Star Wars character.
Well, no, let's correct that now, shall we? Because they've already come out and responded to this. This was taken from IGN. I've got a couple of quotes here. So I've got about to clarify, Jabba the Hutt and Hutt Cartel, is that correct?
Yeah.
Thank you. Are one of the main syndicates in Star Wars Outlaws and will be part of the experience for everyone who purchases the game, regardless of the edition. A Ubisoft spokesperson told IGN, the Jabba Gambit mission is an optional additional mission with the Hutt Cartel and Kay and Nick's journey across the Outer Rim. This mission will be available to those who purchase the Season Pass or an edition of the game which includes the Season Pass. So they're not saying that this is, you're going to see Jabba the Hutt once and that's it, and bad luck if you don't. That's what I think most people thought on the surface, but that's not true. They are coming out and saying that
this is a side mission that is extra as part of the Season Pass, but Jabba the Hutt is a big part of the main story, is basically what they're saying.
Do you know what I think the biggest problem with this is as well for me? Is the timing, number one, and number two is seeing games like Last of Us and stuff like that. They've added more content to their single player games, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they don't cost anything. Did it cost anything for that extra the
roguelite version?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about exactly. I can't remember.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's only available as part of the remastered version.
Okay,
so if you have the only available as part of the
okay, my arguments,
remaster.
My arguments, none and void there. Then I do apologize. I just
but it isn't, because that's come out as a reason to buy the new remaster edition, additional content, cosmetics, a whole new game mode, a whole new way to play the game. It is a very different value proposition than an extra side piece of content. And I guess it feels predatory because it's also tied to Jabba. And so it goes, well, if you're a real Star Wars fan, if you're a real Star Wars nerd and you want all the lore, you want all the content, of course you got to get the extra edition, because you're going to miss out on that Jabba the Hutt content otherwise, which sucks.
Yeah, I think that's where it feels weird for me, because I am that, I've got a Stormtrooper behind me right now, and Princess Leia on my wall. I am the ideal market for this. And it is very much we are saying that if you want to play this, you're going to have to pay that extra. And it's only the real fans that are going to do that. So, it's not like a value proposition. It is very much it feels like we've made the content, but we see a way to get a little bit more money out of people that would pay it. And it's that's where it starts to feel a little predatory for me. Yeah. I do want to go back a little bit to where you were talking about the season passes. I think season passes are okay in single players when it does come with big additional content. Like I said, if this Jabba's thing was part of the season pass and it was a giant thing, it was here's a new area it's going to introduce and this kind of stuff, and that's going to be part of season 1, and then season 2 will introduce another DLC. And those kind of things that I think we've talked about it before, where we say those things that keep bringing you back to those single player games. But when it's day one, we're taking away some content and you have to pay extra to get it. That's where it feels a bit weird to me.
Do you know what? So I just looked it up really quickly, and I see what Ubisoft are doing. It's a very clear and obvious play now that I've seen this, right? So day one with Ubisoft Plus, you get all of the content.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a case of they don't want people to pay $130 for this game. They want people to sign up to Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard, because how else do you bring value to UB Plus? Because I actually don't, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I actually don't hate the idea of $70 version and Ubisoft Plus version with this DLC. I don't hate that. I actually think maybe that's just the businessman in me, right? That's going, I need to bring more value to UB Plus. We're not getting enough subscribers. How do we gain more subscribers in this subscription service? You have to do that with content, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't actually blame them for that portion. I blame them for the $100 version and the $130 version, because the problem is, if they had done the $72 Ubisoft Plus version, somebody would be complaining today on this podcast, I bet, why is there not a $100 version that I can just pay for everything? I bet you. I don't want a subscription service. I don't want to pay that monthly. I would rather just pay $100 and get everything. Someone would say it.
So what would be the problem there is if they said $70 version is your base game version. If you want to play the DLC, you have to get it for Ubisoft Plus. That becomes an issue.
Why?
When you gatekeep content behind a subscription service, and if I couldn't buy that extra on my own, Like you say, if they did the base version and that's all you get, but all of that DLC is behind Ubisoft Plus, or you could pay the extra to get it.
So I want to so how does Ubisoft? I'm interested to see what you guys think here. So how does Ubisoft make more money? Just please, Matt.
Go on.
I genuinely think you start treating video games more like TV, right? So let's say Star Wars Outlaws is a 40-hour game, right? We're going to release that 40 hours over the next 2 years in 4 10-hour parts.
Stop it, Matt. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy.
And we can just put all that money into new stories instead of new resources. We've already built the map. Blows my mind with Hogwarts Legacy. The only thing you had to do with Hogwarts Legacy was nail the map and fuel that world. Well done. You fucking did it. You can churn those games out. Same map, same world, same combat mechanics. Change nothing other than the story and the characters. Churn those fucking games out and you will make bank.
But you're not saying churn those games out. You're saying having a games as service single player game that keeps growing over time.
No, I'm saying make it episodic. So I'm saying put out the expectation. This is a 10-hour part 1. Right? If you want to subscribe to Ubisoft Plus, great. You're going to get every part as it comes out. It's going to be awesome. Maybe you'll get it early. Blah, blah, blah. But over the next 2 years, we're committing to this as a franchise. There are going to be 4 parts. You can pay $40 each part if you want.
No.
Or get Ubisoft Plus.
What the? Matt, you're nuts. This is... Bro, I thought I was coming across like a crazy person during this conversation. You sound mental.
Star Wars fans would do it.
I'm not...
Get Star Wars fans in the door that way.
But Star Wars fans are going to pay $130 to get all this content. They're going to bitch and moan about it. Yes. Yes.
Am I?
But you're... Despawn, I love you dearly, but you're probably going to get a code for this game, so you should just shut the hell up. We can't talk on these.
Yeah.
Bro, we can't. We don't have... I'm sorry. We no longer are in touch with the everyday gamer. I'm sorry, we are not. We can try and put ourselves in the seat, and we can try and have a educated conversation around, this sort of stuff. I don't care what anybody says. Anybody who receives games like we do, and people beyond us who are making millions upon millions of dollars covering games as well, by the way, we are so out of touch with the everyday gamer. It is ridiculous. I truly believe that.
I 100% agree. If you're watching right now and planning on buying the £130 Star Wars edition, please let us know.
They're not going to say it. See, if I said to you right now, yo, you ever signed up to our OnlyFans? You're not going to tell me the answer to that information. You're not
on the same level.
No, but why? They're both shameful. You shouldn't do it. No, yes. I'm joking. Do what you want with your money, you know? Like,
so you think people are going to play Star Wars and then go, oh, and the best bit was that, oh no, I can't talk about that. No, I don't think they will do that. I think they'll say they'll once it's done and the conversation around it's all died down, they'll be like, yo, did you play that mission? That mission was fucking sick though. Like,
I think, wasn't it? I got the high five Jabba.
I would hope something that you alluded to earlier is true, in that if people are listening to this podcast, certainly, even if you're a Paul Despawn level, have a Stormtrooper in your background, Star Wars fan, you know these things are going to come on sale. And things go on sale quick, kind of regardless of how they do to a certain extent. Ubisoft stuff goes on sale quick. You can wait until February, March next year.
It won't even take that long, mate. It won't even take that long.
I agree. I don't think it will. I think January sales, maybe after the Christmas boom, and they've sold as many during Christmas as they can. Yeah. They'll probably go pretty quick on sale.
I think maybe December.
But equally, how much is Ubisoft Plus a month?
$17.99, I think. Might be less than that.
More like that. Yeah, I think it depends on the level that you get in.
Are you gonna play Star Wars Outlaws for longer than a month?
No. And that's my but that's my conversation. That's where I don't get the brouhaha. I don't get the argument. I don't get the stress levels from people, foaming at the mouth, making YouTube videos about it. It's like they're not sitting there going, okay, guys, this is happening, this is shitty, this is dumb, but you can literally play this game for $17.99 or whatever it is, $15.99, whatever it is, Just pay for the month and then get it. No, because then we get into a conversation of, but then I don't own the game, and what about ownership, and then what about... It all becomes fucking too big a conversation for my tiny brain. Let's be honest.
Sure, and doing it this way, predatory, not however you feel about it, is certainly a lot cheaper for Ubisoft than if they put out a $200 super duper collector's edition that came with an 18-inch statue and a lightsaber and a blaster and all the weird little...
Which it's going to.
They'll probably do as well, I understand.
If you don't think this... Wait, sorry, I've got to go, Matt. If you don't think this game is coming with a collector's edition, you're fucking crazy. And let me tell you, that collector's edition isn't going to have this DLC in it.
That would be wild.
It's going... I promise you, this can... Are you crazy?
I mean, look, we're seeing a lot of this shit. Wasn't even Baldur's Gate that did their super duper physical collector's edition that didn't come with the game? Did they do that? Or am I making that up?
They do it all the time!
I think, no, Baldur's Gate's collector's edition, you can get it with it, but I don't know if you can buy it separately if you already own the game. I think you could
buy it separately, because they were like, we've come out with this so far after the game. If you're buying this and you're a super fan, you probably already have the game, so we're going to bring the part. I think that was more of a consumer-friendly version of this.
Oh, yeah, anyway. Sure it was. Yep. Let's package it like that, sure. Don't get me wrong, I love Baldur's Gate. I think Larry did a great job, but let's just package it how it makes it sound best for us.
Let's face it, merch across the board is a fucking... You're paying to wear their advertisement. Merch across the board is kind of a wild concept in and of itself, but that's maybe a different conversation.
How dare you, sir? I get sent t-shirts and collector's editions. You're kissing a Welsh flag. That's that's rugby.
Exactly.
How dare you?
I'm advertising Admiral Insurance right there for you.
I'm sitting here in a very high quality Paul Despawn hoodie right now. How dare you very much?
See.
To put a nice bow on this conversation, would you pay $130? Let me finish what I'm saying. $130 for a single player experience to have the full experience for your favorite franchise? Yes or no, Matt? What is your favorite franchise of all time?
Well, this is what I was going to say. Some years ago, I would have said Star Wars. No, we are not there anymore.
No. No, you're not. That's no.
What is my favorite franchise of all time? That is
Elden Ring. All right,
it might be FromSoft. Go on.
Bloodborne.
No,
yeah,
Bloodborne. The only fans for Bloodborne is great.
Crazy. Matt's there. Matt knows. He won't admit it.
Bloodborne PC version with big old whopping huge DLC.
No. I'm not a PC gamer. I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy who's crying out for Bloodborne on PC.
All right. 60 frames on PS5.
I think I've never been like a big collector's edition guy. I've never been the big...
I've never said anything about a collector's edition.
We're not even talking collectors, yeah.
I never said... I'm saying... Okay, yeah? Resident Evil 9 drops, and they say, base version is 70, next version is 109, next version is 140, right? And this version has... whatever, I don't care.
Extra level where you play as Leon.
I couldn't give two shits what it is. Doesn't matter. I am buying the most expensive version. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't... Honestly, I've bought more bad Resident Evil games, knowing they are bad, on multiple platforms because it's Resident Evil. Like, if it's a franchise I care about, I buy in. Now, am I part of the problem? Yes. I've been screaming I'm part of the problem for Resident Evil for years.
Yeah, we've all known that.
For years. So, like, there's going to be people who are going to hide and not tell people they bought the most expensive version, but they are going to. I guarantee it. And I think you guys would too. We are people with money that we are willing to spend. Again, fortunate position for us, we'll probably get codes. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I guess the example of this then is Starfield. I bought the edition of not the super duper Paul Despawn edition, but the edition of Starfield that got you the early access.
Okay, so so imagine it got you early access and more.
Yeah.
A watch.
Not quite. We can't go that far.
Oh.
But you would do it, dude. I'm sorry, you would. You would. You won't feel good about it, and you know that you're part of a problem, and we know, and we are all in agreement here after this conversation that this is not good for the industry, and this is not good for the everyday gamer, and this is not good for where we want our industry to move from, but we would still do it and support it because we're disgusting human beings and we love video games and we love content.
And you're probably right.
I do love video games.
And there is a part of you won't want to admit it, and that's okay, but there is a part of you that likes knowing that you got to play something that other people didn't.
Let's face it, that's the only reason I got into the industry.
It's part of the reasons, right? Getting those games early, it feels different.
We're going to talk a little bit about it on my Xbox Me Extra, so make sure you tune in this week.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Interesting. All right, moving on anyway. Let's get into this week's dashboard. Let's talk about a little franchise called Fallout 76, because it's currently smashing Steam player records amidst the Fallout TV show success. Let's start on the TV show, boys. Again, we're not a film and movie podcast, but when a video game series pops up that is in our wheelhouse, owned by Xbox, we get to talk about it. I am only 2 episodes in. Matt?
Finished it.
Despawn?
Finished it.
Okay, I will start off then. Again, I am not the Fallout guy. I've never played Fallout 3. I played Fallout 4, really enjoyed it. It's what kickstarted this podcast. Me and Ross Miller every week on here talking about whatever we got up to in Fallout 4. It was amazing. Many years ago. I think the show is really good. I think it's really, really, really good. I've never had a show. I'm watching it with Hayley, my fiance, for those who don't know. And I've never had a show where I'm like, oh, this is a game series, and she's like, oh, okay, like, and she's like, oh, this world seems really cool. Like, I should probably play the game, right? And I was like, yeah, you should. Yeah, you should play it. And like, I'm sitting there going, okay, this is interesting.
Emma did the same thing. When not long after me and Emma started dating, I bought her Fallout 4. We still have it in the cellophane.
Yep.
She never.
I've got a couple of those. Does it break your heart? I got that with Overwatch.
It does, but we got to the point a few years ago where the joke was better than having played it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Like the gag of it still being in the cellophane. But we were watching the TV show, and she was like, "Huh?" She's working, on her laptop.
Yeah.
Peeking over her laptop. Every now and again.
Okay, yeah.
This is pretty cool. I'm like, "Fuck yeah, it is."
So exactly the same thing. So Marie, my wife, she is a huge fan of Skyrim. Absolutely adores it. Is one of her favorite games, but she doesn't get on very well with like first person shooters and things like that. So we watched the show, said, oh, it's based on a video game. Like, apparently loads of people are raving about it. We'll sit down and watch it. Watch the entire thing in one go. And she was like, so is this by the same people that made Skyrim? I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I was like, oh, but it's a shooter, right? It's like, not really. Like, there is shooting mechanics, but with the VAT system and things like that, if we ignore 76, because, yeah. But, yeah, so I was like, you could probably play this. And she was like, huh, okay.
Yeah, it is a bit of a shame because I was similar with Emma, where I was like, you can play this in a way where you basically don't have to shoot anything. Well, and if you like spec heavily into melee, you can get through the game pretty much just fine. But also, like, if you spec correctly into VATs, bit technical and a bit of a hoo-ha, but doable. And yeah, like, it's really special. And just like everybody else, apparently, I am so tempted to re-download like New Vegas or 3. I was thinking 4.
Nope. We all download 76 and we go back, because then we can play together.
I never even tried 76.
No, I played it for about 20 minutes. I
got out of the vault.
Yeah.
And then the first mission glitched on me and I uninstalled the game.
That's exactly what happened to me.
You get to there's a little campsite.
That's literally where you have to put the camp. You have to put the camp down. Then you're like, it glitched. Yeah. I was like, I'm done. I don't even want this. Nope. No, thank you.
Yeah. You're supposed to talk to an overseer. That was it. They went there. I was like, cool. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, me and Emma could jump into 76. And I think that's probably what you're seeing a lot of, right? Of them going like, well, have Game Pass. And so we won't have to buy it on Steam maybe once or whatever. And then me and you could jump in and we could play together. And,
So, yeah, it was the to talk about the show a little bit. It's the little moments. And I'm not the Fallout guy, right? But it is the applying video game logic to a TV show. And like, I kept having to say that to Hayley. She was like, well, that's not realistic. I'm like, Hayley, it's a TV show based on a game. I'm like, just let the logic go out of your head. And like she was like, all right, I'm trying. And I was just like, I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't started it yet. It's only just come out and stuff like that, so I'm not gonna say too much. But it's the little moments in there where the sounds are so Bethesda, right? Like that is what we have come to expect from a Fallout game, and it's hearing those, and it's certain other elements of the world that you just go and it's like, oh, okay, this is really, really, really good, and the writing's really good. I think they've nailed the writing, nailed that humor cross with the very serious tone of whatever this world is and what's going on with it. As someone who doesn't read in Fallout games at all, I feel like I have learned more about that world just by watching this TV show and some of the nuances throughout the world already, and I'm only 2 episodes in. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not sat and watched it all the way through, because I get to sort of digest it in my head a little bit. I do see the argument right now with a lot of people being like, I wish this was weekly. And I kind of agree with them, because I think it would have been really cool to sit here once a week and done we really should think about content more, boys. We really... Matt's like, no.
To be honest, I would be 100% to go back and rewatch this week by week.
I'm down.
And just have a weekly talk about it. Just add it to
you
the
guys have way too much time, I swear.
Yeah, you got to remember, I spend 8 hours a day in front of my PC working. I could definitely watch a TV show while that's happening.
That must be nice. Work. You shouldn't say that online, they might come for you.
It's a joke. It's a comedy podcast.
Bring it. Yeah, comedy podcast. That's it.
Comedy podcast. Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah.
Jokes.
It's like when they play rap music in courtrooms. See, you did kill him. You talked about it on your album.
Right. Okay.
I can't fire you for that shit.
So, I'm not, again, no spoilers for anyone, but the moment I fell in love with this TV show is the moment Stimpaks work. Like
yes,
Stimpaks
I agree with you. 100%. I agree. I agree.
As soon as it was just like, stab it, you better. Good, move on. Love it. All right, that's it.
Again, video game logic. It's just as soon as it was like, apply your video game logic to this TV show, and you will love this show. Perfect.
But even like to the point where it's like, yeah, obviously go to the bathroom. The med pack thing will be there.
Oh yeah,
every
yeah.
bathroom in Fallout. Like, I was like, yeah, this is fucking sick.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things that just, if you've played Fallout, you get instantly. And if you haven't, you still enjoy the TV show. Even if you haven't played Fallout and you're just somewhat interested in the world, you should watch this. It's
100%.
really
it will
good.
get you into Fallout like it seemingly has with everybody else.
I'm gonna do that thing where I always say something just wildly vitriolic about, like, just over the top. I think this might be one of the best video game of a franchise adaptations I've ever seen.
See, I don't think that's crazy, because we've had so much bad.
But we've had good recently.
What's been good?
Top 2.
The Last of Us is like one of the best of all time. You could argue Halo, like, it doesn't really stick to the no,
you couldn't. But you could not argue Halo.
Hates Halo.
I mean, I'll say that I'll put it on record that I've not watched season 2 yet.
No, so you could not argue Halo. You could argue Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, you could definitely 100%. You could argue Mario as well.
Oh well, Mario got 100%. I think. Yeah. There you go. You've got 4 right there.
But yeah, I think this, like, Fallout might be like one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's, again, let me finish it. Obviously, I've still got more episodes to go, but it's very good. I'm very interested to see where it goes. I really don't want to say too much, so I'm not gonna. But there's
next week we're doing an episode 1 to 3.
No.
Oh.
Don't do that.
I want to now.
But if we would have watched it all week, we should have just got in Discord and watched it together.
Yeah, here's the thing. Community out there,
no.
if you want us to do that, fall out with the boys.
Cool. Don't worry, 12-hour stream's coming up. We had it as a goal.
There we go, yeah. The Fallout TV show spoiler cast. Let's do it.
I'm more like Fallout 3 New Vegas.
Oh, well,
you want to go back and play them all?
Oh, you want to play the games? Okay. I was just talking TV show, but okay.
I mean, might as well do everything, If you're going to do it properly.
Yeah. Fall out with the boys.
But the reason we're talking about this mainly is Fallout 76 has seen its highest peak of players on Steam. This is just on Steam, with it being at 39,455 and that is 4 years after the game has come out. You've also seen games that were not made by Bethesda, but like Fallout 2 has seen a concurrent of over 1,000 players. And yeah, it's going crazy right now. Everyone is Fallout mad, and I'm really happy for Bethesda. I'll be honest. If I'm being like, don't get me wrong, I didn't love Starfield, as we all know. But I saw a little interview with IGN and Todd Howard, and him finding out that he got a 9, that the show got a 9, and him being like, "Wait, you gave it a 9?" And like, you can see how happy he was. Of like,
for sure.
Fuck yeah, we did this. Like, yes, that's what we were hoping to do, and that's what we've done. Like, it's reviewing well, and it's like, I don't think they're used to getting mixed reviews, Bethesda, like Starfield was. So for them to get a win again, I thought was like really good, especially coming off the back of obviously Redfall and Starfield. So yeah, man, congratulations to the team that worked on that, obviously, and yeah, can't wait for season 2. I know I haven't finished season 1 yet, but can't wait for season 2.
Yeah,
they picked it up. They've confirmed it's happening.
Have they confirmed it's happening? Because the last thing I heard was that they confirmed they got funding for it, which is all basically confirmed.
Is that not the same thing?
Kind of. It's not like saying we are getting a season 2. It's like saying we've been promised the funding if we do a season 2.
I thought it was confirmed, but maybe not.
I mean, to be fair, the amount of good reviews this thing's getting, it's all but confirmed, right?
I don't know. I don't know how TV works.
The
Simpsons is still running, mate. I don't know how TV works.
Yeah.
I don't know a single person who still watches The Simpsons. Not one. I don't know how it's still on the air. Love it, but hey, you do you, Simpsons. You do you. Next story. Microsoft is bringing its Xbox dashboard to the web with party chat and more. This was taken from The Verge. Microsoft is previewing a new Xbox cloud gaming interface today that includes the social features and UI that you'd normally find on the Xbox dashboard. The new interface includes access to the web version of Xbox party chat, so you'll be able to use the browser to join chat with friends instead of the dedicated Xbox desktop and mobile app. The updated web interface also includes the ability to find and manage friends, send messages, view user profiles, achievements, and even access notifications. Microsoft is testing this initially with the Xbox insiders before rolling this interface out to all Xbox cloud gaming users. Very cool. Don't think it'll be used much for me. I needed this 10 years ago, if I'm being honest with you. This is what we wanted a long time ago. Obviously, happy Xbox are finally doing it. But yeah, I guess this is great for people who are using like MetaQuest, right? And like people who are using smart TVs and stuff like that. If you're into cloud gaming, like this is a really good way to then still be able to interact with like Xbox's UI in a clean way, which is cool.
Yeah. Again, we talked about it a few times. It feels like that whole thing of Xbox getting away from the console and it just being a unified experience that you can use anywhere. And in essence, this does that. It basically puts Xbox anywhere it can run the app or the browser, which, yeah, is a great next move for them, I think.
Yeah, and I think an obvious one as well, right? It's easy to forget that Xbox Cloud Gaming is still in beta. And it's stuff like this, right? It's those obvious features that...
It's very obvious it's still in beta. Mine don't work.
Right, okay, sorry. Feels like a you problem. Feels like a skill issue.
Yeah, mine was fine.
That's not very nice, is it? It's not very nice.
Yeah, but there we go.
Yep. Moving on, Xbox Game Pass. You can tell we're light for news this week, right? We got games coming through April. This is the Wave 2 lineup. We have Orcs Must Die 3 on cloud, console, and PC April 17th. EA Sports NHL for console via EA Play April 18th.
Euden Chronicle 100 Heroes.
Console, cloud, and PC, April 23rd, thank you. Another Crab Treasure, cloud, console, and PC, April 25th. Manor Lords, game preview, PC, April 26th. Have a Nice Death, cloud, console, and PC, April 30th. 6 games leaving Game Pass on April 30th as well. You'll get 20% off if you buy these. 7 Days to Die, B-Siege, EA Sports, NHL 22, Loot River, Pika Yuku, I'm going with that. And Ravenlock all leaving April 30th. I am super sad, boys.
What's that?
My Game Pass has run out, hasn't it?
Oh.
And it's now like Fallout. Oh, let's play Fallout, Haley. Oh, wait, I don't have Game Pass and neither do you. Should I buy it again? I don't want to, but I probably should. But you know, after having it for free for like 5 years, I'm kind of there like, begrudging paying for it, but I really should.
Hey,
mean-
Phil listens every week.
Of
Phil,
course.
Phil Spencer.
Phil, hook us up.
Phil.Spencer at xbox.com. Just shoot MC Fixer an email.
Yeah,
Get
man.
him some codes.
Give me some codes. Give me some codes. I need them. We do. Do you know what? If there's one, Xbox do not really provide us with codes for games. Like one of the only companies who don't. If there's one thing this Xbox deserves, this podcast deserves, it's like a lifetime membership of Game Pass. 400. How many weeks we on? 458, 59.
9. Yeah. Sorry.
We deserve something. I'm telling you. We went through the dark days. Matt.
Yo.
Time for Guess That Game, my friend.
It's time for Guess That Game. It's back for another week. I've picked a game. The boys have 1 minute and 30 seconds to ask me yes or no questions and guess that game correctly. Let me just get up the timer and try to remember in my brain which game it was that I picked.
Teaspawn, please. I beg you. Be good this week. Please.
Cannot promise that at all.
Luckily, I don't have to remember in my brain because I brought up the Wikipedia page like I'm supposed to. Boom, it's right there.
Okay.
Are you ready? We're going to go MC Fixer first, then we're going to go Despawn, then we're going to go back to MC Fixer, and then back to Despawn, and that's how the game works.
Perfect.
Are you ready? I think it'll go back to MC Fixer. Okay. In 3, 2, 1.
Xbox Series consoles.
It's on them.
Stop the clock.
What?
The rules is like any of them could be on them. Like I think we discussed the rules properly beforehand. The launch, you have to say yes or no to the launch title.
Right. Well, that's not the question that MC Fixer asked. He just said Xbox Series consoles. What do you want from me? If he'd said, did it launch on the Series consoles? I would have said no.
Did it launch? I'm asking you this. Did it launch on the Xbox Series consoles?
It did not.
Okay.
I will start the clock again when Despawn asks his question.
Did it launch on the OG Xbox?
No.
Did it launch on the Xbox 360?
Yes.
Okay. Was it exclusive?
No.
Was it a first-person shooter?
No.
RPG. What does Wikipedia say?
What does Wicca say?
Let's go with a yes question mark. I'll clarify at the end of the game.
Okay. Is it a Capcom title?
No.
Activision.
No.
Is it one of the big 5 publishers?
No.
Is it an indie game?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a well-known indie developer?
Yes.
Is it a single-player game?
Yes. And multiplayer.
Okay. Is there farming?
Yes.
Do you inherit the farm?
Yes.
Oh, Despawn! Why'd you always ruin it?
I mean, you
both did.
To be fair, you've got that look on your face of like, I know what it is, so it's like I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. Well, you got 3 seconds left on the clock.
So easy. Matt, I knew you would do something. I knew. We literally spoke about it before the podcast, all right? Of like people picking a game within the podcast. Matt is so easy to read that as soon as I was like, wait a minute. Okay, yeah. I knew it was in this realm instantly.
Then you shouldn't have done yourself in. You gave the answer to Despawn. If you thought
That's true.
You
That's true.
should have got more obscure with your questions.
That's true.
Here's the thing. You might not have done because I'm thinking
You might
of a
not
game.
get it.
Yeah, and it might be a
stop
completely
it.
different game. I'm not even joking. It might be something completely different.
You write yours
Shall I say
down
mine
then.
first?
Yeah. No, you say yours first.
Okay. So I don't know why, but I'm thinking, no, because it's possibly multiplayer as well. It's not. Fuck.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Maybe you haven't got
stop it.
You should have it.
No, I don't. I'm bad at this game. We know this already.
There's no way.
There is way. So
Everybody on the other
You literally
all the
asked the
people listening are
question.
Screaming.
Yeah, I know, but my brain is broken. So the game I was thinking of, which I know is 100% wrong, and this is where Fixer gets the point, is I was thinking Stardew Valley.
Yeah, that's what it
What
is.
is Stardew Valley?
Oh wait, Stardew Valley does have multiplayer.
Yes, of course it does.
But that is why I paused, because it didn't launch with multiplayer.
No, that's true.
No,
So that's
no,
why
you did
I
well.
had to clarify.
You did well. You did
This
well.
game breaks my brain.
You
breaks my
literally
brain.
asked the right question and then was
I
like,
know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
not sure.
Like-
Everybody was screaming at you there when they thought
For
you were
some
gonna
reason, my brain was like,
Rightly so.
It can't be that because it doesn't have multiplayer. I'm like, wait, 100%
It
has
is-
multiplayer.
It is one of those games like if you get the right question, you've got it, right? But like you could have very easily not gone down the right route then and never have got it.
I had to,
Like
yeah.
Flight Simulator, like
No,
you
I
know.
had to, yeah, for my own sanity for this week, I had to get a point. I'm sorry. So that's
get
why
it.
I went with
I
it.
respect it.
So the points look like this, lads. You got Crash on 6, Matt on 2, Despawn now sitting on 4 points, me now sitting on 3 points. Jeez Louise.
It's cold down here.
I bet
Cold
it
on
is.
my own.
I bet it is. Did we get no questions this week?
Oh, we didn't look.
Did we get no questions? I know we definitely did get a question because
We surely got
the
questions.
well, I know the email definitely got a question, so I'll read that one
Oh,
out.
really?
Yes, we did get one.
Email.
Yeah, so if you want to email in, my Xbox and me podcast at gmail.com. Big shout out to this writer in who says, with Gears 6 around the corner, who did you guys spare in Gears 5? I'm just about to say no, not even light. Huge spoilers coming up for Gears of War 5. So if you've not beat it, probably tune out right now if you're planning on playing them through. We'll do a head tap. We'll do a head tap. So we're tapping heads right now for listeners and come back in maybe 5 minutes. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. With Gears 6 around the corner, who did you guys spare in Gears 5? And who do you think TC will choose for the canon? Dell makes more sense for the story, but I couldn't choose JD for Marcus' sake. I started listening to you guys after Gears 5. I'm sure you discussed this years ago, but I wanted to hear an update. First time emailing in, looking forward to the stream. Steezy, Steezy. This warms my heart. This actually warms my heart. Having someone who's not emailed in before, number one, warms my heart. Hearing the fact that you started listening to the podcast back when Gears 5 came out warms my heart even more. Oh my god, thank you for writing in. We do appreciate you. Now, I've got one question for you, Mr. Steezy. Have you kicked your grandma down the stairs and done a review? Because if you haven't, we got problems. We got
I
problems.
recognize the name.
You do?
I don't know where from,
Oh.
but I'm sure I recognize
I don't
Steezy.
recognize the name.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. They've never emailed in before, but maybe they've reviewed and we've read that out, or I don't know. Let us know,
Maybe.
Steezy.
Maybe.
But I'm sure I recognize that name from somewhere.
Interesting. So I saved Dell as well. Dell was my choice of saving. The problem was for me, I actually had Gears 5 spoiled for me in my Discord. So if you remember when Gears 5 launched, the multiplayer was broken. So you'd get to the end of missions and it would just crash, and then you'd have to do the whole mission again. Which was really annoying me, hence why me and Haley didn't get through it quick enough. And then someone was in my Discord being like, oh yeah, can't believe JD died. And I was like, huh? So I had someone in my Discord who spoiled it for no reason, which broke my heart, especially with Gears being one of the biggest franchises that I love as well. But yeah, I saved Dell because, again, I agree with you. It makes way more sense for the story. Maybe we've got something coming up for Gears during the 12-hour stream. Hopefully, I'd love to. I hope we do it. I hope we hit that goal because it would be really good to go through and play those games again and discuss them. But yes, Matt, who did you save?
I have not played Gears of War 5.
Oh, spoilers!
It's okay. It's old game is old, as they say.
It's true. They do say that. Me specifically. Despawn? Despawn.
Is Despawn dead?
Is Despawn died? I think Despawn might be dead.
No.
Oh, he's going to
We're
be
live
so
on you,
upset.
though, right?
Yeah, I've got a backup. We're all good. We can keep going. So, are you excited to finally play Gears 5? You have to play it before the new one. You have to.
Sure. I'll be honest, I'm hoping that we hit it as a goal and we all play together.
So, well, that's only multiplayer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
only for us to play the multiplayer.
No, I'm saying
it's play through the story together.
No, it is. But I'm saying, yeah. I'm just saying that one's only 2-player multiplayer though.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So 1, 2 are 2-player multiplayer. I could be wrong. I think 3 is 4-player, and then 4 and 5 are 2-player again.
I assumed once they made that change to 4-player, they just stuck at it.
No, they went back. I think
because I haven't played 4 or 5. I played the first 3 and then didn't play the rest. Or like dropped in, and I think I played that intro for 5 for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm excited. Like I say, I want to play it with somebody. Probably you guys or maybe one of my mates.
No, dude.
Yeah.
I'd love to play through those games with you, even if we don't hit the goal, and we do it off stream. I would love to. I'd love to play through those games with you. So yeah, we should definitely do that. Despawn, what about you? Who did you save?
Well, I saved JD. Just because, again, I think as Steezy said, hi, I'm back by the way. 100%. I just felt bad for Marcus. I'd like, this is boy. Why? But yeah, I don't know.
And who will they choose? I think they're going to choose JD. As much as I don't want them to, I think that's who they're going to choose.
Do you think there's any way in which they do some sort of significant time jump where they don't have to choose, they don't have to talk about it, or I don't know?
No, they have to talk about it. It's like the ending, and like people are going to have a lot of questions.
Sure, I get it. I get it.
It's like the final decision in the entire game.
Yeah. But like we talked about this a few weeks ago, I think, of like, it's weird that Gears introduced that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not like a Gears of War thing. We don't make narrative decisions. We play through your narrative that you're telling us. And characters die or they don't, whatever. But like, that's not up to us. It's what we're experiencing.
I know why you're putting faces, Despawn, but he is right, technically.
Yeah, technically. I mean, in game, yeah.
Yeah. So,
when we decided which Carmine would die or whatever.
Or if he died in 5, yeah. God, he was hench in 5, wasn't he?
Matt's face is so funny. Just like, whatever.
God, Carmine deniers.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to New Gears. New Gears is going to be very, very exciting. I don't think we got any more questions, so we're going to leave it there this week.
Did you talk about Top Lift's question in the last
episode? I don't remember, and I can't see him, unfortunately. If I click off, it's a whole...
It's
Go on, start
women
it.
in video games. Did you talk about it?
Women in video games?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't see it. No, please do.
Top Lift says, I've noticed a trend lately, even more so since Stellar Blade's reveal, that a lot of people don't seem to think that female characters meet a certain state of attractiveness in video games anymore. What are your thoughts on this? Go on,
I have one. You're all fucking idiots. Stop sexualizing video game characters and go touch some grass.
Facts.
Honestly, I saw the argument. The argument.
What's the argument? Can you give me a full? Because I don't feel like I'm getting the full context here.
So there was. Well, it's not an argument. It was bad faith idiots who don't touch women on the internet, who were arguing that the main character from Star Wars Outlaws is not attractive enough. Her jaw's too square. She's ugly, or all this and that. And then there's a Stellar Blade one where she's super sexualized, and that's what women should be like in video games.
Oh, okay.
So it's fucking stupid. What it is.
It's been happening for a long time, right? Like, and I think like Abby in The Last of Us was like a big part of it. And, every now and again, Aloy. I remember happening to Aloy in Horizon 2. People were like, "Oh, she got less attractive," and people were like, "What the fuck are you on about? Who gives a shit? What?
Because she can't hold a bow.
Exactly. And then Stellar Blade is obviously ridiculously sexualized, and that came out, and people are like, "This game's great and hot, and therefore good." So yeah, those are the discussions that's happening. Fixer, how do you feel about it?
I feel like I'm gonna get cancelled. Is how I feel.
Yeah, it's a trap.
I mean, number one, the guy that's had to touch grass. Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's hard for me to say this without it coming across a type of way, I think. But stay with me. is there something wrong with wanting to look at something attractive? I'm not saying just women, by the way. I'm talking across the spectrum of men, women, whatever. But I think it makes more sense for whatever the character's supposed to be, right? Like, there are ugly people in games who are meant to be ugly, and there are good-looking people who are meant to be good-looking. Like, across the board. I do think it's really stupid to be like, hey, this character's ugly, so this game is equals bad. Like... Like, what? That doesn't make sense. Or I've never looked at a video game character and gone, her jawline is too... his or hers. Me, I'm an appreciation. I'm a fat dude. So I can appreciate a good fucking body. You know, when it comes to men, like, and they take the Geralt, a fucking good-looking dude. But I weren't looking at him. I weren't looking at him going, oh, man, your jawline's too big, bro. Like, those biceps are too big or too small or whatever, you know? So I don't know. It's just, it seems like it's a weird one. It's a weird one. But... I mean... I'm also not against looking at good-looking things either. I think it just comes down to the design choice of who's making the thing, and then I'll just experience it. But yeah. I've never looked at a game character, even Abby. Like, I've never looked at Abby and went, you're too ugly to be in a video game. Like, what? It's just ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah, well, again, this is the whole... bad faith argument about it. Is very much, this could turn into a wider discussion that I don't think I'm ready to have on the internet, because I might not be on the internet for too much longer in that case. But I am very, I can get very vocal in those situations where I'm like, there are wilder things to be worrying about than how attractive somebody is in a video game.
Cool.
And, like you say, judging the level of how good a game is by how attractive the main character is just a really fucking stupid argument to have.
100%. But let's not I can't sit here and say I don't enjoy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because of how good looking Tifa is and how good looking Aerith is. I enjoy that game a lot because of that whole attraction element. Not me being attracted, but me putting myself in Cloud's position and going, oh, which one do I pick? I'm trying to build this relationship with these two good-looking girls. I don't know which one I want. I'm screaming at the screen being like, don't sit on top of a tower because it might upset the other girl. Like, do you know what I mean? So, where does that come down in this conversation?
Again, that is kind of, because that's manufactured that way. That game is very much built about, like, which character do you want Cloud to be with?
Yeah.
It's like... So that's the kind of, like, I guess that kind of plays into that.
It's because that's the reason for that story being told, right?
Yeah. But then on the flip side of that, when you've got the main character from Star Wars Outlaws, where they're very much like, who gives a crap what they look like as long as they can steal all the good stuff?
No, I agree with you. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Just wondered. I just wondered if I fall into that place of, like, bad person because I enjoy looking at Tifa. Not bad? Is that bad?
Okay. I think you're okay.
As
long as you're not subscribing to the Tifa OnlyFans, I think you're alright.
Can't promise that I don't do that. Cannot promise that I don't do, and I wouldn't admit it on the internet.
Also, where's Jessie at? Did she die in Remake? Is that a spoiler for me in Remake?
Keep playing Final Fantasy Remake.
Okay. I need to get back to it.
You need to get,
so many games.
I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like you need to get back to a lot of things, but you can sit and watch 8 hours of fucking Fallout. Don't tell me you ain't got time, Matthew. Don't tell me you ain't got time.
Are we gonna talk more about it in extra?
What? Fallout?
Yeah.
If you want to.
I will rebuttal in extra.
Okay, cool. Let's plug and get ourselves out of here. D-Spawn, what you got to plug?
The 12-hour stream on YouTube and Twitch on the 27th of April. Yeah, come hang out with us. We're going to play loads of dumb games and raise loads of money for the channel so we can make even more cool content for you guys.
Loads of money is probably a bit of a stretch, but yeah, okay.
Hey,
all of the money.
£12 is a load of money. It's, you know. But yeah, no, come out.
One sub every hour for 12 hours. Perfect.
Here's what you got to do, right? Instead of giving Ubisoft $120 to play that Jabba the Hutt mission, instead spend $17.99 on Ubisoft Plus, play the Jabba the Hutt mission, and the difference in that money, give to us so we can make you cool content.
Yes.
About Star Wars Outlaws.
No.
And other things.
Maths.
He just mathed you guys.
Maths.
He did just math you guys. Anything to plug, Matt? You got anything going on?
Oh, wait. This is coming out after tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
Well, kinda. Technically, we're live on the internet now.
But maybe don't talk
yeah,
about
but those
stuff
people are
that
cool,
we can't.
right?
No, don't break embargo for those people.
We love you, but not that much.
Hey, you guys are cool, right?
No. Yep, nope, you got nothing to plug. Matt's got something coming up that you should keep an eye on. What channel?
Future Game Show on YouTube.
Perfect. You should keep an eye on there because something is coming out. It will be out by the time this episode is live for everybody. We don't break embargoes around here. Jesus Christ.
Well,
How you fix? What are you doing?
Do you know what? Nothing. Bro, honestly, come listen to me talk about Like a Dragon on MXAM Extra today. Because that's all I've been playing apart from RP, but we don't talk about that because I'm addicted and it's boring. But yeah, come check that out because we appreciate that show. And we haven't done it for 2 weeks. Not that anyone messaged me saying where's Extra, but you know,
it's happening.
it's happening. Till next
They will
time.
now because I've teased them so much about it.
Maybe.
All these things are happening on Extra.
Love you. Leave you. See you later. Good boys.